Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. It's been a week since I posted anything. Today I'm going to be reviewing a film that I just recently watched just last weekend, I think, on Sunday. But I didn't have a chance to make a video about it because I had to do things first, complicated stuff. But I think I'm going to be uploading like other videos other reviews that I haven't done yet so far. So this is going to be the first one for today. I'm doing like three more reviews for today. After I'm done with this one. Okay, so today's review is called Eagle Eye. You know, this movie stars Shia LaBeouf as Jerry Shaw, and Rachel Holloman, played by Michelle Monaghan, are like two strangers whose lives are like suddenly thrown into like turmoil by a mysterious woman they have never met, threatening their lives and family. And the unseen caller uses everyday technology to control their actions and push them to increasing danger as events escalate. Jerry and Rachel become like the country's most wanted fugitives and must figure out what is happening to them. You know, so let's see. I think this movie is somewhat of a disappointing thriller that starts with like a strong concept, but it struggles to maintain like momentum. The idea of an all-seeing AI manipulating two strangers into deadly mission is intriguing at first, and the opening act builds like decent tension. However, as the story progresses, it becomes like increasingly far-fetched and loses the ground of suspense it initially promised. The action scenes are like are serviceable, but the plot often leads to heavily on coincidence or and overcomplicated tech explanations that strain credibility. The pacing also becomes uneven, shifting between rushed developments and drawn out sequences that don't always add up much depth. Shia LaBeouf and Michelle Monaghan and like do their best with the material, but they can't really fully elevate a script that becomes like less convincing as it goes on. The story relies on twins, the whole convoluted plan that requires everything to go right. The action sequences are cool, but the story is pretty dumb. Um, it's like so many cliches. How 2000 combined with person of interest includes like the golden cliche of a busload of school kids touring the White House in jeopardy. Plenty of car crashes and explosions of if you weren't bored with that sort of thing, a sad film with a good idea ruined. Uh, the accidental bombing of a funeral done better in AI in the sky. You know, this movie is not what you think it is. It's not. It's basically like an evil AI that's telling these guys to do what they're told, or they're going to be dead or worse. As much as I do enjoy Shia LaBeouf in other movies, I didn't enjoy this one. I mean, I thought this movie was like a forgettable film. I actually forgotten that this movie existed after like 18, 17 years or whatever. I saw this in '09. Let's see. I mean, it's exceptionally stupid, loud, and poorly filmed crap. It starts with the premise of in 2008. Everyone's running around with their flip phones and Blackberries, and at the same time, a mysterious hacker is supposed to be able to hack and remotely control data networks, traffic control systems, ATMs, cranes, in a junkyard. And in a split second, 2008, I had to wait five. Well, not 2008 for me. I saw this in 2009, early 2009. I had to wait 5 minutes for like all the images and Wikipedia article to load. And the reveal of the villain is the icing on the cake. Of course, the Pentagon is owned by the hell. 9000's evil cousin who's zooming around her fancy gold bowl room, wanting to kill the president. I don't remember why, but um, she like can't be that clever because every 2 minutes both Shia and Michelle could have died, and then the whole plan would have been ruined. Just like a considerable portion of my brain cells after this film, Shia has like a diseased CIA twin brother, probably still played by him too. I don't know. I don't know. It was twinning. It was a maybe it was the twin. It was still played by the same person. The supercomputer frames Shia as like as a terrorist, and with Michelle's help, forces him to go on a manhunt through Washington D.C. at the Pentagon. He's supposed to give an order as he has the same voice code as his deceased brother. The computer then has like a free reign to kill the president using an explosive crystal necklace around Michelle's neck. The explosion is triggered by a note in the national anthem as the crystal responds to the frequencies of Michelle's son's trumpet. Played that. The kid played Cameron voice. Rest in peace, Cameron. Some mountains of coke were like inhaled while writing this. Yeah, I guess it was a not so original script. Definitely. The AI definitely is a knockoff of HAL 9000 from 2001: Space Odyssey. This movie. That's what the movie pretty much reminds me of. Basically, a knockoff of that movie. It tries to basically make you feel fear of the government controlling, being controlled by an AI. But they try so hard with it. They try to be like, it tries to be like a super insane like fear of AI being controlled by, controlling the entire city. Basically, it's basically just a knockoff of, the AI villain from Space Odyssey. I mean, it's a good movie as a kid. When I was like 14, I saw. Hold on a second, guys. All right, what was I? I was about to say, this movie is good when you're a kid. As a kid, because I saw this like when I was 14 years old. Um, I was like in eighth grade when I saw this. No, not at the theater though. Like I had my father used to rent it for me. You know, from Redbox. Um, I thought it was good as a kid, but then when I look at it now, it's completely dated to me. It's just not something like it's not as good as recent as I recently saw it just last weekend. As I used to enjoy it when I was a kid. So sorry. This movie is just, I don't know, like I just don't like it that much like I used to. It's just, well, this is my review for Eagle Eye. Um, it's passable, but don't expect it to be like super, like super like as great as Space Odyssey. Space Odyssey is way better than this. Anyways, this is my review for Eagle Eye. Hope y'all enjoy it. Stay tuned for more vids.